There are places that history remembers, and then there are places that history forgets. Kalankot is one of them. Just a few kilometers away from the grandeur of Makli, where kings and saints were buried with honor, stands a fort that was never given that dignity. No inscriptions, no clear identity, no single name that stayed, only ruins and silence. These walls once stood tall, guarding something important. Historians believe this wasn't just a fort, it was a strategic stronghold, built on elevated land, surrounded once by the waters of the Indus, protected from three sides by nature itself. Whoever built this place knew exactly what they were doing. Local historian Salim Tunio tells us that Kalankot is not the story of one ruler, but many. A place reused, rebuilt, and reshaped across different eras, from early dynasties to the Sama rulers, and later the Mughals.
The structure of stones, it is a silence that carries centuries within it. When we speak of history in Thatta, most people think of Makli necropolis, but very few know that just a few miles away, hidden among sand and wind, lies another forgotten chapter of Sindh's past. This is Kalankot, but this was not always its name. In older traditions, this place was known as Kalankot. The word Kalyan, rooted in Sanskrit, means peace, prosperity, and well-being. And this tells us something important. Long before it became a ruined fort, this place may have been seen as a symbol of harmony and flourishing life. A place not just of defense, but of balance. Like many ancient sites in Sindh, the true origins of Kalankot remain uncertain. There is no single written record that tells us exactly who built it first. Instead, its story survives through oral histories passed down from generation to generation. Some historians connect its earliest foundations to the time of the Rai dynasty, who ruled between the 5th and 7th centuries. During this time, Buddhism had a strong presence in Sindh, and the region was known for its structured governance and cultural richness. If Kalankot truly belonged to this era, then its name makes even more sense. A fort of peace, a center of prosperity, a place connected to a thriving civilization. But history in Sindh is never just about fact.
Each left something behind, and yet no one stayed long enough to be remembered. Inside the fort, there are traces of life, a mosque now broken, a water reservoir now dry, spaces that once echoed with voices, now buried under time.
My name is Syed Mohammed Taki Shah, and I've been coming to Kalankot ever since I was a child. Back then, I didn't really understand what this place was. For me, it was just an adventure, a quiet space where we would run around, climb broken walls, and create our own little worlds. But as I grew older, and especially as an art student, my perspective completely changed. Now when I come here, I don't just see ruins. I see layers of history, of forgotten lives, of stories that were never fully told. Places like Kalankot Fort have a very different kind of beauty. It's not perfect, it's not polished, but that's exactly what makes it real. The cracks in these walls, the rough textures, they feel honest, almost like they're speaking if you're willing to listen. As someone studying arts, I find a lot of inspiration here. There's a certain stillness, a mood, that you don't find in modern spaces. It pushes you to imagine what this place once looked like, who walked these paths, what it meant to them.
This wasn't just a military post, it was a living space, a place where people prayed, rested, and waited. But history doesn't tell us everything. No one knows how this fort fell. No record of a final battle. No story of surrender. Just abandonment. As if, one day, everyone simply left. Over time, the Indus changed its course. Empires collapsed. Trade routes disappeared. And Kalankot lost its purpose. What was once a fortress became a memory. And then, not even that.
My name is Syed Kalve Haider Shah. I am a local teacher as well as I have a background in law. Currently I am teaching and also working in Thatta on multiple avenues. And I will share you what I think needs our attention. In my recent visit to Kalankot with a group of friends as well as some people from a very widely known city, Karachi, I have experienced that the court is going through a very tragic condition. In a sense, it is not only neglected, but it is ignored, and that is one of the causes that that it has become an abandoned site rather than a historical or cultural place. That is one of the most poignant realities right now of the court and needs our keen attention.
Today, very few people come here. No guards, no restoration, no recognition. Just crumbling walls, fighting a losing battle against time. But maybe...
And I think that's something very powerful. Unfortunately, not many people know about Kalankot. Most people visit Makli Necropolis, which is beautiful, of course, but this place deserves attention too. Because it's not just history, it's identity.
Kalankot, despite of being a very pivotal site of cultural heritage within the vicinity of District Thatta, is sadly largely neglected by authorities as well as institutions who are responsible for preservation of cultural heritage. Despite many other historical sites beside the area which are quite covered under the UNESCO heritage laws as well as other antiquities laws of Pakistan, this significant court is very neglected. In a sense, it continues to weaken, its structure is also deteriorating. Also, the marble and tiles are slowly vanishing from its body, which is an alarming situation because this cultural heritage belongs to the local community as a part of their past as well as their historical memory. There is a range and array of a lot of other courts scattered around the delta region of Sindh, but they are also not so well documented. Neither there is any sort of tourist attraction or nor any kind of acknowledgement by authorities that should preserve such heritage, which also points us to the fact that maybe we are just spotlighting a certain area of heritage which is quite famous, but the rest of heritage is quite ignored, and this must be taken into consideration.
Kalankot was never meant to be remembered like other monuments. Maybe its story isn't about kings or victories. Maybe it's about loss, about how even the strongest structures can disappear when history stops looking at them. Kalankot still stands, not as a symbol of power, but as a reminder. That time does not erase everything loudly. Sometimes it does so quietly, until all that remains is a name, and even that begins to fade.